What is up, boys? Back again with another video for you all. I know this isn't the usual camera setup. It's usually on my phone and the quality is better. But I decided to record this video because number one, my phone is dead, and number two, it looks kind of, what is that word called? Vintage. It reminded me of when I was a kid. I used to record on my laptop, and why not record it here? Because it's kind of funny. But basically, yeah. I was looking at some favorite fighters I, used to watch, and Conor McGregor. I remember when he was the talk of the town, or whatever the saying is, but basically he was very famous, and everyone used to like talk about him, and everyone used to always tune in to watch him. And he was so hungry. He used to run out. He used to train at late nights. He used to get in work and train all the time, and he used to be hungry for it, and Andrew Tate, he lost his fight. McGregor, he never stepped into the ring. Tate, he's getting old. He lost his fight. But another fighter that I used to really like is Ryan Garcia. I used to watch his day in the life videos. Every time he uploaded, I used to get motivated to train. I used to watch his videos all the time, and basically he used to be so hungry. I used to look up to him, and now look at him, like, doing drugs, partying, this and that. He separated with his wife. Even Ilya Taporia. I'm not saying he fell off, but what I'm saying is that there's certain problems in life that you go through, and it affects the way you act in the ring. And Ilya Taporia even stepped away from it, which I think is very smart. But other people, they go through some things, and instead of fixing themselves, they step back into the ring. And at the end of the day, we all make our own choices. But side tangent there, I'm gonna go back into the main topic. And basically, the main topic of this video is being hungry, wanting it. I decided to record this video because I remember the time when I was a sophomore in high school. I used to record daily videos. I used to wake up in the morning at 4 a.m. I used to get in a workout before school. I used to do cold showers daily. I used to meditate daily. I used to record videos daily. I used to go out and try to be more social. I used to read more books. I spent less time on my phone scrolling, playing video games. And basically, I wasn't paying a lot of attention to these bad habits, these things that are wasting my time being productive. And I don't know what changed, but I got complacent. I lost the weight I wanted to lose. I gained some money. I gained the attention that I wanted to gain, and basically my life was going good. And basically I let go of the hunger, that same hunger that led Ryan Garcia to become a world-class boxer, the same hunger that led Conor McGregor to becoming one of the greatest fighters that ever lived. And basically, when I look at them, people always talk about prime Conor McGregor. I get his edits on Instagram Reels. I deleted it though, but and basically, when I was scrolling before, not anymore. When I was scrolling before in Instagram Reels, I used to get many videos on Conor McGregor, on prime Conor McGregor. And I was like, dang, bro, imagine if prime Conor McGregor fought Khabib. That'd be crazy. He may not be winning. Prime Conor McGregor, if he didn't win, in my opinion, he would ask for a rematch, or he would, get back in the lab and, try to actually improve his wrestling. Because if you look at Alex Pereira, it's possible to defeat a Dagestani. It's not impossible. Nothing's possible. Everything's possible. Basically, if he got in the lab, he trained, he's wrestling, he could have defeated him. If you saw Peter Yan versus Marab, people may say oh my god, Peter Yan versus Marab. Well, Peter Yan only won because Marab was starting to fight in fourth year, but still, that's still kind of thing. Because at the end of the day, if you went to Marab, if you personally went to Marab's gym, you would freaking lose, bro. Because at the end of the day, the skill gap is a skill gap. And basically, what I'm just trying to prove is that having that hunger, even what's his name? Yeah, even Marab. Maybe he got complacent himself. That's why he lost. It could be a factor, but basically, if you have that hunger, you're more likely to get that goal, get that dream. So back then I really had a big dream of, losing the weight that I had. And I was super driven, super what's that word called, consistent. And basically, you know I made it my life. I started eating healthier, I started playing basketball, I started going out more, I spent less time playing video games, I spent less time eating junk food, I spent more time trying to be more healthy. In return, I was so pissed off because I kept spending time, wasting my time, and I started becoming more productive. And in return, I started to be this person who woke up and worked out, who loved going to the gym, loved running, actually put themselves out there and talk to people, who was reading books, who wasn't scrolling through social media, who was, so productive, who was confident in himself, who was very mindful, who was very productive with his time. I just look back at my time at that time of my life, and basically, I'm like saying, like, did I get nerfed, bro? Did I get nerfed? But at the end of the day, we all go through things in our life, and we all go through things in life because God wanted us to go through things in life. If you don't believe in God, you may say, "Ooh, he's talking about God now." But basically, whatever you may believe in, bro. But at the end of the day, everything that happens to us, it benefits us because Marcus Aurelius has a quote: "If you believe it can't hurt you, then it won't." Right? Because at the end of the day, we can't change the things that happen to us, but we can change the way we react to it. If we go through a hard time in our life, we can go on our bed and cry like a little baby, or go run to our mom and cry. Or we can man up and stand the hell up and face it like a man, and don't be afraid by it and improve by it. If it's bad, take it as a lesson and improve. If it's good, don't be complacent and, be grateful for what has been given to you. And yeah, I just wanted to record this video because, like I said, you look at Conor McGregor, you look at Ryan Garcia. These people used to be so driven until they reached the top. Because once you reach the place that you're trying to be, you may not become. Oh, that's a good quote, bro. Call me a philosopher, bro. But basically, if you reach the place you want to be, you may not reach that place and be the person you want to be. I don't know how to put it into words, but basically, if you reach the place you want to be, you may not reach that place as the person you want to be, or you think you might be. You might not think that you're gonna be sniffing cocaine, going partying once you reach your goal, but that just might be you. And so what I'm trying to say is that when we're trying to reach external goals, we should always keep in mind of our internal intentions, our internal self. Because at the end of the day, if we let that self go and we let all the external and materialistic things take over us, it controls us instead of us controlling it. And basically, yeah, that's pretty much enough. Stay hungry. And yeah. Bro, I can't, bro. This camera quality is so buns, but yeah. It's enough for me, and be the best possible person you can be.